From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning on Mornings LALATE, and you know what it is, the Unemployment Thursday morning broadcast. Did unemployment surge? No, it did not. It went the other direction. Did it go lower than 260? Did it go lower than 240? Oh, the latest breaking news. It's going to shock you. The big raise of your benefits is happening. How much? Well, about $5,000. And the data that's been released the last few days, fascinating. We'll go over the latest details that you need to know today as well. But the biggest news story of this week has been the comments by Loretta Mester yesterday. What did she say? She said that the Federal Reserve is likely to stay with these interest rate spikes for a while. While could be several years. The great news is I got stimulus checks for you. A lot of stimulus checks. 12 categories that yield about 100 to 200 checks and about $100,000. They're all law. And over this incredible broadcast, we're going to go over those huge checks. Go under this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Say the second half as we go over all these incredible checks one at a time for you to get. And get ready for the deliciousness of the newsletter and its worksheets in there as well. We'll be going over the latest details you need to know. Plus, we have productivity number released minutes ago, and we have a stimulus item featured on this channel over the last 2 years, but it's been detailed more today. What is this free offering? Oh, baby, it's exciting. It's coming up in today's recording. Plus, we'll be looking at what to look now that we're in the month of September. Will we be suffering a financial cliff? The latest details on that housing market heating up as well. And we'll be looking at the big money, yes, for your stimulus. Huge sums of money from the shores of Santa Monica, California. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and I'm toasting as well. It's literally hot. Here starts 1 week of hideously hot weather. Hot like you're red in the face and that you're out of touch. Sort of like a lobster. Sort of like a lobster at Mitchell's. I'm Mitch today, I guess what you would say. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, let's get to the breaking news. It's a lot of money, and we'll have the comments from Mester heating up across the board as well. Big, beautiful morning on a big new month, and lots of stimulus. It's September 1's edition of Mornings LALATE from the shores of Santa Monica, California. If I press the button, it works. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, starting right now. And good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It is gorgeous here along the coast for September 1, 2022. Did unemployment surge? No, it did not. It went the other direction. Boy, we got a shocker in that one today. Plus, we'll be looking at that lifetime stimulus, the raise of your benefits. My goodness, so much money across the board. And we'll also be looking at those big stimulus items, including the raise of your benefits. Boy, we got a big broadcast today. I'm excited you're here. We're going to start with that unemployment this morning, September 1, 2022. What happened with that unemployment number minutes ago that was released? Did it go higher? Did it go lower? It went lower. My goodness. Unemployment claims have been featured on this channel since day one, and there were 140,000 in the month of April. Then they went to 200. Then they went to 230. When they're at 200, I predicted the 230. When they went to the 230, I predicted 260. After that, I said, I'm not predicting them anymore because I think they're too hard to predict. I said that they're basically flat over the last few days, 240, 243, 245. And that's what Wall Street is looking for. They were looking for a 245,000 new jobless claims number released today. And it was lower, a lot lower. It came in at a whopping lower, 232,000 new jobless claims. Oh my goodness. 232,000 new jobless claims is the lowest numbers we've seen on this channel since June 25th. Now, it's not like the April number of 144, but it's also not like the 260 just a few weeks ago. Continuing jobless claims decrease to 1.44 million, up 26,000 from the week before. The day also featured the data from BLS reporting job openings rose 11.2 million compared to the month before. There is now a 2-to-1 ratio. And yesterday we had the job openings. Now, the job openings have to be careful with that number. That's how many jobs are open, not necessarily how many jobs are created. Openings means that basically, if you quit a job, there's now an opening for that job. Productivity, wow, this is really fascinating. Productivity declined. Was sirloin at work? Productivity decline in the second quarter wasn't as high as expected. It came down as well. One of the items that I have featured on this channel for a very long time, but haven't featured in recent weeks, has been free internet. Free internet. My goodness, we've been featuring this on this channel since 2020, but it's back in the news today and I want to go over it. Remember, if you need internet, it can be either free or discounted. Where is it from? It's coming from the National Connectivity Program, and it's featured again in News Today to remind viewers it's out there. It may be a monthly discount, it may be a one-time discount, which is more money, or it may be totally free. In fact, when you call up for an internet provider right now, they actually mention it in the opening recording of their machine, asking if you're on Snap or SSI and SSDI. Pounce if you're Purple Hawk. The comments from FCC Chairwoman Jessica Rosenswell explain it. The Response Emergency Broadband Program proved what we knew to be true. The cost of high-speed internet is out of reach for too many people. So go get it. That's delicious money. It's not new stimulus, but it's been featured on this channel for a long time. Earnings. Well, earnings recession continue left and right. What are we looking at? We're looking at companies that are downward guiding for the rest of this year and companies that are missing. And what do we have today? Hormel, downward guidance, down 4.2%. Campbell Soup, downward guidance, 2.4% down. Sienna, down 11.6%. Land's End, down 8.3%. Okta, down 16.1%. This is just in one day, folks. This is just in one day. Now, there are some stocks that are up, but look at how many downward guidances there are. And NVIDIA sliding 4.3%. This, my friends, is why I have to get a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. That forced stimulus check in every U.S. state became law in the month of March. The first three of them, check A, B, and C, about $100,000. You qualify. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. It is the incredible money of this A, B, and C, passed by the month of by the president by executive action in the month of March. You qualify. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. How do you get it? You stay with me. I'm going to go over check A, B, and C in just a second. What do? You become a member. Go into the video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. And in the big second half, we're going to go over these first three checks, A, B, and C. They were passed by the President of the United States by executive action in March. But then 2 Sundays ago, 7 new checks, categories of checks, became law. Check A, B, and C were passed by the President. They're categories of checks. And the 7 passed by Congress 2 Sundays ago are categories of checks. A, they are E through K. And then last week I debuted L and M. Oh boy, 12 categories of checks, nearly 100 to 200 checks to get. We're going to go over all these incredible checks in just a second. That yields about $100,000. I'm so excited for the viewers who have done so well. Congratulations to Margaret and now Dragon, who have become the triple members of all 3 channels to this broadcasting family. They're now members to LA1, LALATE, and LA3. All 3 channels deliver you the membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. But the major story that I really want you to not miss this week, and it may be the biggest story of the month, are the comments that came in yesterday from Loretta Mester. She's the Fed governor for the Federal Reserve out of Cleveland. Now let's take it back a notch to understand where we are and why this is so important for you. Let's pull up that graphic if I have it. I don't know if I do. That September is the financial cliff, in my opinion. And her comments come right on the eve of the financial cliff of September. Because whatever happened to September, as Counter Colleen used to say, we're in September now and get ready for this massive financial cliff. The financial cliff, in my opinion, hits in September, and that's why you have to get ready to rock and roll. Now let's go over Mester's comments, but take it back a notch to see how we got there. In spring of 2021, I was the only financial broadcaster to report that, in my opinion, the U.S. economy was going to suffer prolonged inflation of 8%, and it's not going to be around for a short period of time. That was going to be prolonged. Federal Reserve and Wall Street at the time said temporary transitory, wrong language, and that they said it was going to be 2 to 3%. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Well, in January of 2022, we had 8% inflation. And the Federal Reserve came in and said, we're going to raise interest rates to get inflation down, raising them at FOMC meetings once per month. And they did. Did inflation come down? No, it didn't. It didn't come down. And in all those months, with the last 2 months of July and June being 75 basis points, how much did they get inflation down? 0.5 percentage point. That's no achievement whatsoever. So about 3 weeks ago, we had Bullard, Daly, and Bauman, Fed governors, all coming out and saying, we need to get inflation down to 2%. We're going to stay with these interest rate spikes indefinitely. And that thing that Wall Street's talking about is not going to happen. What were they referring to? Wall Street this month was trying to sell you snake oil, saying that there was going to be a Fed pivot. The Federal Reserve was going to stop those interest rate spikes, leave inflation alone at 8% and just go on its way and do exactly the opposite of what they're telling you they're going to do. Do you bet against the Federal Reserve when they tell you what they're going to do? No. Well, over the last 2 weeks, I said the Federal Reserve has made very clear, staying with inflationary spikes, interest rate spikes through at least the end of the year, till they get inflation to a target of 2%. And it takes a while to get inflation from 8 to 2%, not just 1 or 2 months. It takes a long time. And that what Wall Street's saying is going to crash the Dow Jones. It's going to crash the markets because they're not betting the risk into the financial markets of more interest rate spikes. And then the crash happened. Why? Because Jay Powell spoke. Your head of the Federal Reserve spoke to about one Friday ago at Jackson Hole saying, you're basically not listening to me. Let me be a little bit more direct with his exact words. And we're going to stay with those interest rate spikes and not stop them until we get to 2% inflation. That crashed the markets, Dow Jones down 1,000 points that day. Then we had other Fed governors clearly not happy with the markets and those analysts saying we're going to pivot. And that came with John Williams, Fed president in New York, early yesterday, saying, we need to get this clear. We're going to have a very short period. There's not going to be a short period of time, and then we're going to change course. We're not changing course. Well, he also repeated those comments from Jay Powell at Jackson Hole sometime. And then Loretta Mester, late yesterday, had the most important comments I think we've had this entire summer. She again repeated, we're going to do this for some time. But what is some time? What is some time? Is sometime, a month? Is sometime 3 months? Is sometime a few weeks? How long is sometime? And then she said it. We may have to keep on doing this for subsequent years. Oh, boy. You've come back from the dead. You're the illegitimate father of the love child. It was sort of one of those soap opera moments. It's like, really? Yes, really. But we all knew this was going to happen because it takes a while to get inflation from 8.5% to 2%. And that is why stock markets crash day after day. They had heard the words coming from the Fed governors out of their mouth, and they betted against the words coming from the Fed governors. You don't bet against the Fed governors, you don't get against this channel, and you don't bet against inflation. That's why the market is crashing. Currently today, what do we have right today? We have the housing market in a very pronounced recession. A new report out today talks about that housing market crash, that housing market recession, and it's just started, and it's going to be going on for many years to come, a few years. Number two, we have a corporate earnings recession. Many companies downward guiding for the whole rest of this year because they're not going to meet current benchmarks, current targets, and they missed on top and bottom on earnings that they reported and profits that they reported so far. We have cryptocurrency in a recession. As people are saying, hey, there's a resistance level, Bitcoin at 23,000. That lasted 1 second. Bitcoin is now under 20,000 once again and trying to come back up. And Ethereum having problems left and right. And there's a stimulus recession. There's a stimulus recession because stimulus is here, But some people think that they can do what they did before and it's going to work. And what they did before is nothing. Nothing is not going to give you stimulus anymore. Nothing is going to give you zero stimulus. When is someone not going to get it? What about not going to get it? What about not going to get it? Unless you watch the videos, unless you listen to the videos, you're not going to get a penny. Lynn Glenn, who watches the videos for nearly 2 years, she got 12 months of utilities. And she got rent. And that is incredible. Dragon, longtime member and volunteer of this community, got $143,000. And that is incredible. These success stories are coming in daily because there is big stimulus. And people who listen to the Federal Reserve win. People who listen to this channel win. People who become Purple Hawks win. And we're going to go over all these incredible checks in just a second. These big stimulus checks became law, the first three, A, B, and C, by executive action of Joseph Biden in the month of March. Then checks E through K passed by Congress about 2 Sundays ago, and then L and M debuted on this channel just a few days thereafter. How do you get these incredible checks? You become a member. Go on this video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, and Calcino VIP. One of the benefits of becoming a member is these worksheets. These worksheets are a great place to keep track of your stimulus and also what's going on with this economy. And page 1, inflation. Inflation has been flat in the recent data. Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, retail sales, and PPI, all flat, but the CPI pulled down a little bit, but the component parts went up month to month. Big news for your benefits. We'll be going over that shortly today. Recession, we're clearly in a recession. Housing market, a very pronounced recession. Corporate earnings in a recession. And then everyone who tells you there's no recession because the labor number is strong is selling you an untrue story. Historically, labor falls apart at the end of recession, towards the end of the recession. It's very obvious. I mean, this is very basic. Company thinks they're fine, then they think they're fine, then they cut costs, then they lay people off, then people can't find jobs, then a labor recession. The labor comes later in the food chain for a recession. Federal Reserve, it's so important to understand them. And that is why I've been saying on this channel for nearly 3 weeks, 75 basis point from the Federal Reserve interest rate spike in September and continue every month thereafter until they get to that target of 2%. And they got a long way to go to 2%, and that Wall Street has betted against that. The next page of the worksheet has been a big success story for viewers of this channel. Why? Is because there's so many checks. Let's go over those checks right now. Category A is one category and one check. Category B and category C are not one check. In category B, viewers are averaging about 14 months, and category C about 14 months. How many checks are in category B and C? B and C are about 5 checks. So 5 times 14, that's a lot of checks. But guess what? In case of check C, you got 12 places to reach out to, 14 times 5. That is a lot of money. So between those 2 checks, that is over 100 checks there alone. When you get to E through K, they are one category and one check over 7 categories. And then L and M, brand new on this channel the last week, they are one category, but M is multiple checks. What are they? We're going to go over all those incredible checks in the big second half. I think we need some snow today. Snow and cause down here in Southern California. He's putting up a snow graphic in August. Yeah, it will cool me down just by looking at that snow right now. In the big second half, we're going to go over all these incredible checks. What do? You become a member. You go onto this video, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, and Calcino VIP. Get these incredible checks. Big shows are coming out throughout the day. This show will automatically take you to home at 11 a.m. Then we have a brand new afternoon show at 3 o'clock. And then we have a live show. We have brand new evenings at 5 o'clock. But become a member. The big second half, we're going to go over the big money you can get, like viewers have gotten as well. You deserve it. It's a big day, and we're just getting started. From the shores of Santa Monica, California, see you back in 60 seconds as Morning Highlight continues.
If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
And the excitement continues in a big second half for September 1, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Hope you have a beautiful afternoon or a beautiful morning, depending on what time zone you're in. Thank you for Dragon for that beautiful comment in the live chat. And thank you for the longtime members. Dragon, 16 months. Some people, I think, maybe 18 months. I can't keep track of it. I'm going to look it up today, potentially have it for you on evenings. Did you become a member yourself? Go under the video. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. That is where those checks are, in the membership newsletter. And the worksheets are also in the membership newsletter, delivered to you Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts. Let's go into those incredible checks starting right now. Check A is a wonderful $6,500 to $12,000 forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. This is the check that Spelling got. Huge. How do you get this incredible check? Go into the video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Join the channel. Go down the newsletter. You find check A. There it is. Click the link and go get it. Incredible. You're not done there yet. You're going to go get check B. Check B is $15,000 to $80,000, a forced stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. Have your own benefits, go get it as well. This is the check that the viewer out of Florida got. Bless her. 80 to 100 checks. Incredible. How do you get it? Become a member. Go under this video. Become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. You need to be a member and stay a member. Why? Because no less than 2 weeks ago, this channel only had 3 categories of checks for you, A, B, and C. Today, we have 12 categories of checks, 100 to 200 checks. If you don't stay a member, you're going to miss all these massive checks that are available for you. It's not worth missing them because they may run out of funders. Become a member. Join this channel, subscribe, and hit that alert button so make sure all your alerts are on. Go down to where you see check B, go get it. Look at that. That's $100,000 for between check A and check B. Let's go get check C. Wow, this is for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. Lynn Glenn reveals she got 12 months of utilities. She also got some rent. Then we have 2 viewers who got 14 months of rent. 1 viewer got 12 months of utilities. They're all different people. That's the success stories in just the last few days. How do you get check C? You become a member under this video. It tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. Go into the video and become a member and get this incredible information. And let's look at some of the success stories for Check C. We've been getting Check C's on this channel for 2 years. Look at them. You want these numbers for rent? Go get Check C. You want these numbers for utilities? Go get Check C. Lengang got 12 months of utilities. That's not 10 cents in the fountain. Mark's brother-in-law got 15,000. Same brother-in-law is getting $250,000 over 10 years for SNAP. Look at these combinations. Nisi went from 23,000 to 50,000. Mark went from 32,000 to a whopping 166,000. He went to this graphic, then 100, then he got check B, went to 166. Lorraine, who's often in morning shows on the live chat, she went from 105 to 155. And that, my friends, is check A, B, and C. 3 categories of checks, but not just 3 checks, upwards of 100 to 200 checks that yield you about $100,000 possibly. And those were passed by the President of the United States in the month of March. Viewers have been getting them since March. Let's now jump into E through K. 7 new categories of checks that became law by act of Congress about 2 Sundays ago. Let's look at those incredible checks right now. E through K. E is $7,500. F, $4,000. G, 30% off. H, $2,000. I, $8,000. J, $8,000. K, $14,000. My goodness, that's deliciousness right there. L and M, like lots of money. Debuted on this channel last week. L is $100,000 approximately for the purchase of a home for $100,000 of loan interest-free money. And M is free money. It is grant money, about $4,000 in closing costs. My goodness, that is pure deliciousness. Incredible. Now, let's go back over what you need to know as we go into a big broadcast. This video will automatically take you to noon if you're watching it live when it airs. Otherwise, you're in the live show. Then we have a brand new afternoons at 3 o'clock, and I believe a brand new evenings at 5. What you need to know is that the economy is in recession, the housing market is recession, and that people are trying to sell buy, buy, buy. They're trying to sell you with the notion buy, buy, buy. No, lose, lose, lose. This is what the market looked like between May and June when we saw those corporate earnings come in from Target and Walmart that missed because there was a recession, because we clearly understood there was a recession. The market went right down. Then from June, let's see if I can do the hand right. No, she's just hand. It went from June straight up. This looks a little ridiculous. It went straight up like that. It went up for June to Jackson Hole and Jay Powell's comments. And now, in all of 1 week approximately, the markets have gone right back to where they were at June, almost 90% back to them. And this is a 52-week low. And this shows you that people were too skittish, too optimistic, too, buy, 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 buy. I hate that audio grab that guy uses, buy, 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 buy. And then you had all those crazy YouTubers saying, I buy on every dip. Yeah, sure. So when it's $100, you buy it at 90, and then you buy it at 80, you buy it at 70, you buy it at 60, until you basically lose everything you got because it's going straight down. No, it doesn't make any sense. People keep on telling you things aren't what they are, and it doesn't really work. Housing market in recession. New report out today says the housing market will be in recession for a very long time, and yet price is still holding up. Prices are still holding up on houses and single-family residences. Yeah, because the recession just started. They don't stay like that forever, because this is what happens with housing. Homes don't sell. The inventory increases. They start to slash costs. They don't sell. They start to slash more. They don't sell. Then the prices collapse. Come on already. We already know this. Why would they say something other than that? It's like the people say we're not in a recession because labor is holding up, and the jobless claims are so great today. This shows us a great economy. No, labor falls apart at the end of a recession, towards the end, because businesses cut costs, and say, hey, oh, you need to go. Really? And then you can't find a job. Yeah. Then earnings recession, clearly pronounced with these corporations downward guiding. Every single day I got 80% of my companies are reporting your earnings on to you. They're downward guiding. And then we have the comments from Loretta Master. Staying with those interest rate spikes for years to come is not anything that should surprise us. Inflation does not get from 8.5% where it is right now to 2% with one interest rate spike in 1 month. They've got it down all of 0.5 percentage point in now 9 months. If you use that as your calculator, 9 months, 0.5 percentage point, how long is it going to take you to get it from 8 to 2? That's 6 percentage points. And they've got it down 0.5 percentage point in 9 months. Well, that looks like 18 months, doesn't it? I have to run the numbers, but it looks like 18 months. 18 months is not this September. It's not next September. Yeah, that's exactly what Mester is reporting. So ultimately, there's a lot to learn, a lot to earn. Jump over to LA3 because we cover this important details on LA3. We also feature your food that's coming to this channel, LA3, coming to that channel, LA3 in just days. I need you to know what's going on with this economy, so please jump over to LA3. I also need you to know more about the stimulus. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Thank you for all the returning members. Thank you for all the new members. And thank you for all the upgrading members. Remember, please get this money now while it's available. Don't wait for another event. And that other event is this graphic. I didn't think I had in the video. It's this graphic, September. I've always warned that a financial cliff would come in September. Well, we're in September. And now I'm worried about people who waited around and didn't get this money. Go get it right today. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. For the shores of Santa Monica, California, God bless. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful day. Join me next at 11 a.m. as noontime heats up. As the toast is toasting, and the butter is buttering, and the coffee's brewing.